Baymen work the bay all year round, catching what's in season in order to sell it and make a living. Their catch includes, but is not limited to, clams, scallops, oysters, eels, crabs, bunker, and bluefish. Though being a bayman sounds routine, it's not smooth sailing. Working full-time as a bayman is an extremely difficult job. They have to deal with the constant changing weather patterns, the increase of government regulations, difficult marketing conditions, inflated fuel costs, and the scarcity of fish to catch. Also, working as a bayman is a very dangerous job that often results in injury.
A few weeks ago, our class had the pleasure of meeting a few baymen that work around Long Island. The baymen showed us what they specialize in when they are at work. The stories they told us helped us understand how hard some people work to keep the bayman business alive. Flo Sharkey showed us how to clam by using clamming shoes, and we also got introduced to carving things like boats.
The baymen came to visit our class to teach us about what they do daily. Flo Sharkey, a clammer, was one of the people who came to visit us. She taught us the rules and regulations clammers must follow. When Flo Sharkey started clamming, there were very few regulations. Not being allowed to clam in certain areas is just one of the many regulations. Ed Thomas was another bayman who came to visit our classroom. Ed Thomas was a fisherman. He taught us about fishing and told us many stories. One of which is...
We put tie rods through the transom before we left, and we had it held together with turnbuckles. To make a long story short, the boat started leaking when we got up there. You know, we were catching fish pretty good. We were like two little kids jumping up and down on the deck. But we were the smallest one there, okay?
That big of a boat?
There were boats up there, big, in the 100-foot class. One of them came across our stern, hooked us up, was going backwards. Oh my God! But that's
another story.
Yeah, that's another story. After that happened, a couple of kids. We started fishing again, and the boat was going down a little bit faster than it should have for the amount of fish we were putting in it. So I opened up the lazarette hatch and looked at it. The lazarette is where the steering gear is, filled right to the deck, right?
Huh?
The patch we had put in had opened up and started to leak.
A couple weeks back, we were lucky enough to go to Oyster Bay to talk and learn from the different baymen and baywomen. We learned about the different species of natural wildlife in the bay, specifically focusing on clams and shellfish. They talked about how Long Island's maritime pastime is rapidly diminishing due to the lack of ability to turn a profit based on the legal limits created by our government that, in their opinion, is uninformed. We saw the boat builders dedicated to the Ida May project. They are remaking the 19th century boat representing the transition from harvesting under sail and oyster sloops such as the Christine to the modern era of power dredges that we see today.
On Friday, May 23rd, we went to Freeport to go fishing. Nancy Solomon and Mr. Hurley and Mr. Stork all came with us on the trip and showed us their knowledge about and skills about fishing. First, we went to the bay to visit the bayman, Ed Thomas, and saw many crabs such as the horseshoe crab. Next, we learned how to bait a line. Mr. Stork showed us how to take the hook and put it through the eye of the bait. Next, Mr. Hurley showed us how to cast a line. Unfortunately, we didn't get any catch that day. Mr. Hurley and Mr. Stork are so smart. The trolley ride and the restaurant was fun too.
Clearly, the plight of the Long Island baymen is at risk. What was once a well-respected and renowned career has taken a turn for the worse. The number of Long Island baymen in the past 25 years has dwindled from 2,000 to only 50. It is discouraging to think that such a noble and skilled profession can become a thing of the past if residents and lawmakers don't stand up to defend these workers and attempt to reverse the rulings that are presently in place.